right, this is John Colo with growingyourgreens.com. Today we have another exciting episode for you. I'm here on location in Mansfield, Missouri, and I'm here at the Baker Creek Heirloom Seed Store where they sell open pollinated seeds that you guys could grow out, save the seeds, and then regrow every single year. Now, this episode, while I am at their store here, they actually have a new facility that I actually haven't been to yet, and I've been invited to visit to see how they're even selling plant starts these days, which I'm really excited about because I actually bought a whole bunch of plant starts myself, and you can learn about how they grow some of the plant starts they will ship to you, as well as the seeds and how they ship you guys the seeds so you guys get the order as fast as possible. Last time I was here, they were doing everything at a warehouse and buildings on this location, but they got so big that they actually moved to a different facility, so I'm so excited to bring that to you guys in this episode. All right, so now I'm here in Seymour, Missouri, and I'm gonna go ahead and visit the warehouse where they basically will pack, prepare, ship you guys the seeds, and more importantly, I know you guys can see over there, but they got greenhouses, and Baker Creek is now shipping live plants, which I'm most excited about. So actually, let's head in to the warehouse and show you guys on a private tour. All right, so now I'm about to head into the Baker Creek Heirloom Seed Company warehouse and distribution center, where they stock and ship you guys all the seeds all around the world, literally. And here's the thing, guys, this is not open to the public, so don't try to come here, knock on the door, but you are free to go to their Mansfield location that I showed you guys in the opening shot, right? That's open Monday through Friday. You could buy all the same seeds there as well. So what I'm gonna do for you guys today, give you guys a personal and private tour. On specific days, they have tour days where you can actually come to the warehouse, see the facility, see how they pack and ship out the seeds as well as the live plants to you guys. Normally this is only done on the days after the festival. So if you come to one of the festivals they have in Mansfield, maybe the day after you might get lucky and they might have a warehouse tour day. And I would encourage you guys to stick around and go to the warehouse tour day, because I just went on the tour with some other lovely ladies, and at the end of the tour they're like, hey, here's 2 seed racks, and these are free seeds, our gift to you guys, so you can pick out some of the seeds you want to take home for free. So I got some free seeds today, so that's always nice. Anyways, let's go ahead in the warehouse and show you guys what you guys missed. All right, so this is what you guys are gonna see when you guys walk into the warehouse. I mean, basically this is a work area designed for specifically sending out seeds to you guys and the live plants. It's really not super interesting in here. They got all these racks with all the different kinds of seeds that they've already pre-packed up. And I'll be showing you guys some of the process of basically getting the bulk seeds in and then going through the quality control checking and then basically packing them up in the seed pack, and then they get them on these racks, and then basically they put them on the pick racks where they have a computerized system that they designed in-house to be able to pick your order super quick and then get them shipped out to you. But before I do that, actually, the thing that I'm most impressed with Baker Creek and this warehouse here is how now they are starting to ship out live plants to you guys that they grew here on site. That, to me, I love. So how many of you guys are like me and you maybe bought some seeds and you got a seed packet, it's still sitting there a year later and you never even tried to plant them in your garden or start them in a 6-pack or do anything, right? That's why I love Baker Creek is now selling you live plants. They're gonna send you the live plants, and when you get that live plant, you're gonna do something with it because it's gonna die if you don't. So I'm bringing home a bunch of live plants from Baker Creek this trip, and I really like that they're also, their website is called rareseeds.com. Not only do they have rare seeds, but now they got actually rare plants that you guys could buy that are some really unique and interesting ones that are pretty hard to find. And actually, that's why I'm bringing them back on the airplane with me tonight. So I really want to highlight that part of the warehouse and their operation first, because it only happens a certain time of year. Just for the first few months of the year into the springtime, they actually will grow them from November through March or something, February, and then they'll start shipping them out to you guys, maybe start in February, or April, March until May, and then they stop at the end of May shipping the live plants to you guys, and then they don't do that the rest of the year, right? So I'm happy to be here in April right now, and they're doing the live plants, so I really want to show you guys that part of the operation, because I want you guys to put in your live plant orders for next year and show you guys how it works. So actually the easiest way to show you guys that is on their website, rareseeds.com. So we're going to sit down at one of these workstations here and show you guys the different live plants they have available for you guys to order and get shipped to you. All right, so now you guys can see I'm here at a workstation at Baker Creek. Just got some internet access here. I'm on their website, rareseeds.com, and you guys can see they have a nice colorful
display when you get to their webpage. You're like, what do I do? They got 1 million seeds for sale. Well, not quite 1 million. I think they got over 3,000 different kinds of seeds or something they sell. But anyways, I want you guys to go to the search bar and you can type in live plants, and then you're gonna jump down to the category live plants, and then just go to the live plants page. What you're gonna see is the live plants. Now their selections will vary every year to year. They may not always have the same exact things, and if you see something you want, buy it now, because they could sell out, they could run out. So they could ship you guys these live plants. You know, while many plants can be propagated by seeds, and they were only limited to selling you guys the rare varieties that are started by seeds in all their seed packets, now they could sell you more varieties that are started from cuttings, you know, that are not started by seeds, to get the same exact genetics. So they have things like blackberry sweetie pie, 2 plants, right? And the cool thing about all the prices on their website, they include shipping, guys. This is insanity. There's other companies that will charge this much and then add shipping onto it. So, I mean, I'm gonna say, you know, Baker Creek is the cheapest place to buy live plants shipped to you in the United States. So blackberries, sweetie pie, 2 plants, ships prompt, $28.50. Blueberries, pink lemonade. You guys wanna grow some pink blueberries, $18.25 for 2 plants. Top hat blueberries, keep going down. They got boysenberries, Brazilian bellflowers, which I found out are actually edible. They're a kind of a butylon. They got the double mint. They got Chicago hardy figs. So, you know, hey, if you guys live in the Midwest, you've been wanting to grow figs forever, this is the fig plant you need. You need these genetics of Chicago hardy. Like, let's see, 1975, free shipping, right? You guys can have your own figs. Edible ginger root. No longer do you need to buy ginger and cross your fingers that it sprouts because they didn't put a sprout inhibitor on your conventional ginger. You guys could just buy the ginger plants ready to go in your garden. And of course, the ones I got is the edible hibiscus, Chief Kubu's prize, 3 plants, $18. Check out Wellspring Garden, guys. I'm not kidding you guys. I used to buy my edible hibiscus from Wellspring Gardens. Each plant they sell at Wellspring was like maybe $12.99. For each plant times 3 plus shipping, that's like 48 bucks, right? Baker Creek is gonna sell you basically the same plant for $18. That's like 3 times less, 2.5 times less money. Mint, Thai mint, they got papaya, sweet David, passion fruits, pomegranate reds, fall glow, raspberries, longevity spinach. That's the other one I wanna highlight for you guys. You wanna get the hibiscus, edible hibiscus. It grows easily, even 100-degree plus weather. If you can't grow leafy greens in the summertime, grow the hibiscus. Not frost tender, so you want to grow it in a pot, bring it in the winter time, and grow it in a pot outside in the summer. They grow into a nice tree that you can just pick and eat the leaves. The longevity spinach, another heat-loving leafy green. You could grow it as an annual, or you could also grow it as a perennial. In zone 9 where I live, I'm able to keep it alive year-round. This year I actually didn't even cover it up. And of course you can get your sweet potato slips, 10 plants for 20 bucks. That's only $2 a plant, guys. That's an amazing deal. Strawberries, strawberries Old North Sea, strawberries PANTAGRUELLA. These guys taste amazing. I'll show you guys in the greenhouses. Sweet potatoes, Lilac Beauty, purple sweet potatoes, some of my favorite sweet potatoes. They got Myanmar purple sweet potatoes, Thai galangal ginger. That's a more cold hardy ginger I've been able to keep alive in my unheated greenhouse in zone 9 year round easily. And this is super rare, guys. You guys love turmeric. You want a healthy medicinal turmeric that really tastes strong. This is the turmeric you want. You want the blue turmeric. Hardly nobody makes this available. Blue turmeric is extremely difficult to find. So if you guys really like collecting rare stuff, you guys want to grow the blue turmeric, and they sell you 2 plants for $21.50. Even just getting the roots of blue turmeric is quite rare, and they're going to give you guys living plants that you guys are off to the races once you get them. And of course, they got the yellow turmeric, 2 plants, $15.50 for the yellow, which is a lot more uncommon than the standard orange. So yeah, you'll order these online because even in the catalogs, they don't really show the live plants, only on their online website. So go there, check it out. Links down below to their website. But now I want to show you guys how they grow the live plants outside in the greenhouses, and then even pack them and ship them to get them to you safely. All right, so I just got out the side door of the warehouse, and boy, is it bright outside here in Missouri today. But you guys can see they got all the greenhouses here lined up, and this is where they basically do their propagation to sell you the live plants. The cool thing about this is that they don't have restrictions. You know, some places that produce live plants can't ship it to California, they can't ship it to this state or that state, and according to what I've learned is that they'll ship these plants anywhere, but the issue is they got to stop shipping by the 31st of May to be compliant with the different states. So that's why you guys got to get your orders in early to order the live plants so that they could ship them to you and basically get around whatever kind of, you know, agricultural rules supposedly. So we're gonna go ahead into the greenhouse and show you guys how they grow their live plants. All right, so it looks like this is my favorite greenhouse. This is the greenhouse with the fruits, including the figs and the strawberries. So let's head inside. So inside these greenhouses is where they have some of the mother plants. So actually this is some of the Chicago hardy figs that they'll likely use for cuttings and then root the cuttings to sell you guys the plants. They have a lot of different blueberries and different other plants ready to go for you guys, but also in the back there you guys can see the strawberries. These are some of the very strawberry mother plants that they'll use to do the cuttings that they'll end up rooting and then send to you guys as well. So actually, let's go head down to the strawberry plants. All right, so you guys can see they're growing strawberries in the vertical towers right here. And this is the PANTAGRUELLA strawberry that you guys just saw online. They're actually growing the plants out, and they said, oh, you can come here, John, and pick all the strawberries you want to eat. So we're gonna go ahead and try one of these guys on camera for you guys. These are kind of remind me more of like an alpine berry, but they're larger. That's amazing flavor, man. You don't get this kind of flavor or texture because they're super soft. They're not all hard and firm like the strawberries you guys buy in the store. These are good. So not only do they let their employees come out in the morning and get all the ripe strawberries to eat, they use these very plants to basically pluck off sections of them and then root them and then be able to grow them for a little bit and then sell them to you guys. So that's how they propagate a lot of the plants here. They actually grow them out and then they root them for you and ship them to you. Go ahead and look at some of the propagation tables they got growing on. All right, so you guys can see here, they basically just got flats that they're growing, and some of them are smaller back there. This is actually the red papayas they can sell you from Hawaii, and I want to show you guys what these look like when you're gonna buy them. So basically, they're probably gonna harvest maybe this high or a little bit bigger. They have ones that are a little bit bigger right here. And this is an example of a plant you're gonna get. Now it depends, if they're running out, you know, they're gonna send you smaller ones, but they're always gonna try to get rid of the bigger ones first. And this is their red papaya you guys just saw online. And we're gonna pop up one of these guys for you to show you what it looks like. So look at that. Look at the nice root development. These are like root maker pots that really encourage the roots to kind of go down. And look at that nice plant, right? Now papayas, they're tropicals, but you could grow them outside in the summer or grow them in a pot and then pull them inside in the wintertime to keep them alive. Otherwise, you could plant them outside if you live in a place like, you know, Southern California or Florida. Let me show you guys how they've been keeping a papaya tree alive here in the middle of the country in, of course, a heated greenhouse. All right, so you guys can see they got the papaya tree. It's taller than me. It's like over 6 feet tall. Actually got a fruit coming in that's starting to come up, and they basically just have it in a smart pot that they can lift up and carry and put it to where they need it to keep it warm. So this is how you grow some of the plants that are not native to your specific climate zone. So now we're gonna walk into the next greenhouse actually where they're working today, and they're actually packing plants for shipping. I wanna show you guys their special packing process, as well as more of the plants that are growing here at Baker Creek. All right, walking in, you guys can see they basically are pulling each plant out of the trays, and actually these are the Chicago hardy figs that I told you guys about. Look at these. These plants are super amazing. These are like basically 4-inch plants. Really nice root development on there, ready to go into your garden. Right now they're doing one of my favorites, Gynura Procumbens or longevity spinach. They're basically packing them up. They put them in groups of 3 there, and then they go to this machine. Let's go to the other side and show you guys what they're doing at the machine. This is a special air packing machine, so they're actually putting the plants in a plastic bag. It's going to basically puff and pull some air. The air acts up as a way to protect the plants a little bit, and then they basically put a rubber band on it on the root zone, and then they'll basically have them ready to ship to you guys. So they're sealing them up so you guys get them safe and sound. And this is what a fully packed plant looks like, ready to go. They basically rubber band it, And they keep it, this plastic packaging keeps it moist, and also because this is like a bubble of air inside there, it kind of gives the plants enough air to breathe and to live during shipping. They had one come back after like a month and it was still alive in the bag like this because it didn't lose the moisture. So a lot of growers will send things without a bag and dehydrate. I've gotten plants that weren't looking good because they weren't packed in this way. So the other thing they do is that they don't pack any plants into those plastic bags until they got an order for them. So they basically have a list of all the different plants and how many they need to pack for each day to bring into the shipping team. They'll then pack it up for you. So the greenhouse team will get it all packed up and ready. I want to go down and show you guys actually two of my favorite plants that they're actually selling right now because they are leafy greens. Most of the things they're selling are maybe some roots or some fruits. Sometimes they'll sell bananas. Just kind of depends on each year. Of all the plants they're growing here, this is my favorite, the one I think you guys should buy, because basically you just pick the leaves of this tree and eat them like lettuce. This is called Chief Kubu's Prize. It's a Hibiscus Menahat, also called Bele. I'll post a link down below. It's also called the salad tree, where I made a video about my experiences growing the Bele. I grow it as an annual in zone 9. If you live in a zone 10, you may just be able to grow it and leave it outside year round. It's going to grow into a nice tree that you could pick the leaves and eat every day of the year, like in Hawaii, for example. That being said, for the rest of us, you guys want to grow it in a pot, leave it outside in the summertime and pull it inside in the winter. If it's going to get below 50, this plant don't like below 50, bring it inside, keep it a lot warmer. And these are incredible, guys. You guys get 3 of these plants for $18. Look at this. Prices are subject to change, of course. This thing is over a foot tall. That's insane. So I don't know, at some point they probably get too tall for them to ship out, but these look really good. Of course, in front here, we got some passion fruits. Passion fruit's another tropical once again. So a lot of these live plants, guys, you guys live where it frosts, these guys won't make it. So, protect them in the winter time or bring them inside. All right, the other plant I'm really a fan of, but once again, I'm really into growing my greens. I want to encourage you guys to grow your greens. It's the most under-eaten food on the planet, the leafy green vegetables. This is called longevity spinach. I have whole episodes dedicated to longevity spinach, but now they're going to provide you guys an easy way to get nice longevity spinach cuttings. And let's pull one of these out. Oh my gosh, look at that. Look at the root development on that, guys. This is all ready to go in your garden. They should have already sold this out. I'm sure this will go out maybe in tomorrow's shipments. But these longevity spinaches look amazing and can be growing for you guys year round. The amazing thing is these are super easy to propagate. Just clip off the tips, put them in dirt, keep it moist, and then they're gonna grow and root and grow more for you. So literally, you guys buy this once, you guys can have them forever if you keep them alive. All right, so the next thing I want to show you guys is actually they have these raised beds here in the greenhouses. Actually, this is where they start their potato slips that then they basically pluck off and then grow out for you guys to ship to you. So this is actually the Myanmar sweet potatoes, and they basically just pluck these out and then root them and then ship them to you guys. I'll show you guys the rooted ones next. All right, another crop I'm a big fan of are the sweet potatoes, and I want you guys to grow some sweet potatoes. I like them better than potatoes myself, actually. Here's some of those lilac sweet potatoes you guys saw. And once again, these are just like little slips here. I'm gonna pull one up. Look at the root development on these slips. Like, these gotta be planted out really soon. I really like that they're using the little root maker pots in there to grow them. But yeah, they sell these for an amazing price. The sweet potato slips you guys can grow. Remind you guys, most people eat the sweet potatoes, but you can also harvest the leaves and eat them, cook them up just like you would cook kale or something like that. So yeah, the sweet potatoes, all this stuff here in the greenhouse is totally looking amazing that they can ship to you at the most affordable prices. I mean, I tried to buy plants online before, and some places charge so much money, and then they add on shipping, which bothers me, right? Baker Creek, they ship it for free, even the plants, which is completely amazing. The last plant I really want to highlight for you guys is something that's really super rare. I mean, I've only seen this at like 1 or 2 farms on all my travels, and even just to get the turmeric roots itself are rare, but they're providing you plant starts that are super easy to grow because they're already growing. And actually, this is the blue turmeric right here. And here's the thing on the blue turmeric, guys. It doesn't like it when it's too hot. It likes just mild temperatures. And when it gets too hot, these leaves kind of roll up. And when it's cooler, they roll out. And so, like, this could be an example of what they would ship you guys if you guys order the blue turmeric from them. Look at that nice root development on there, guys. This is ready to go in your garden. Ultra rare blue turmeric. I don't even know where else you guys could even get blue turmeric if you wanted to. So if you guys like growing super ultra rare stuff, of all the live plants I saw here, it's definitely the blue turmeric. Blue turmeric is highly medicinal, although it really tastes strong. I'll just leave it to that. Anyways, let's go ahead and go in next and show you guys how they pack the plants up in a box to ship you guys once they actually put them in those bubble packs. All right, so behind me you guys can see the team that actually packs up the live plants. They have a dedicated team that'll do this, and everything comes in those little baskets, like the big totes there, the black totes with the numbers on them. They bring them in here, the live plants, once they pack them from their greenhouse that you guys just saw. Then they instantly pack them. Within 48 hours they get out the door to you, so they're always shipping you guys fresh plants that are going to have a high viability of success, so that when you guys plant them, they're going to be off to the races and grow. So let me show you guys actually how they pack these up to protect them so that you get them safely. So here's just an example, guys. They basically have a little pick ticket that they clip on, and then they got to pick each one of these and then put them in the box. So you guys can see, you know, they got a couple orders here, and then they basically bound them together. And actually, these are the big ones. This is like the four inchers. These are like some, looks like some blackberries. And then they got a little bit of a ginger here on this order. So they put them in here. And then they basically fill it up with the compostable peanuts here to fill the extra space. You know, this is already pretty bubbly in here, and if we just close this up, it's almost going to be pretty protected, but there's a little air gaps, and they don't want any kind of movement inside the box that could then damage the plant before it gets to you. All right, so you guys can see here's all the boxes. They're just going to be taping up and then putting a label on to ship to you guys, and now they basically filled it up with all the little popcorn, and this popcorn is actually edible. I'm not going to eat one today, and I don't recommend you guys do that either, but you could eat it. It's either from corn or soy starch, I believe. But yeah, definitely compost these when they get home. And then yeah, they have the little pick ticket here, and you guys can see this is nice and packed. So when they just basically close this and you shake it, you can't hear anything shake. It shakes as one big solid unit. So I really love that, how they protect their plants. This is their second year only, you know, shipping live plants, and they basically figured out this method of shipping them, you know, within the past year, because the first year they did it, they had some damage, so now they're going to this method, and so far, so good. So yeah, if you order plants online and something happens, let them know, because I'm sure they will replace them, because they want you guys to get live plants. I think the next part of this episode, I want to show you guys actually their seeds, which is even a bigger percentage of their business than just the plants. But for me personally, I love that they're doing the live plants now at such affordable prices, shipped directly to you, including shipping, which is amazing to me. I don't know how they could still make money. And these guys are shipped, in general, 95% of the orders are shipped through priority mail, so you're going to get them in just a few days. All right, so next I want to show you guys actually how the seeds end up getting packed and getting shipped to you. It's not just like seeds come in, they put them in packs, and they ship them out to you. There's a lot of things they do to ensure you guys get high quality seeds. Not every seed company out there will do all these procedures to ensure you guys get good, viable seeds, and even in many cases, more seeds than you actually ordered, you know, because they overpack the seed packs that you guys will learn about. So the first step is the seeds will come in from the different growers that they contract to have grow for them, or their seed companies, and they come into this area where they do initial quality control checks before it even gets to go into their refrigerated, climate-controlled seed storage area where they store all their bulk seeds. So first they check them in and run some initial checks, and then they take it back to this office here where they do even more checks, including the germination checking, which I saw out in the greenhouses. They actually germinate, not in agar petri dishes like many companies do, but they actually grow them in real soil using real city water to basically put through the seeds through the same exact process you'll be doing to germinate those seeds, to see how well they germinate. If the germinate percentage is not good enough, they'll throw out the batch, reject the batch, and it won't go into storage, and then it won't get packed up and then ever shipped to you guys. Furthermore, they even do moisture testing, which is really cool. So I'm going to show you guys their moisture testing that they do, because if seeds come in too moist, they put them in the storage, they could end up going moldy and go bad, and then nobody wants any kind of bad seeds, right? So they make sure the moisture percentage is the perfect percentage moisture for that seed variety, because every different kind of seed will have a different moisture percentage, so that once again those seeds will be the most viable and store for the longest amount of time, so that when you guys get them, they'll germinate and grow into the vegetables and fruits that you love. So this is the area where they do the moisture checking, and they check each and every seed lot that comes in for the proper moisture percentage to ensure it'll store the longest for them, but more importantly for you guys when you guys get them. They invested in expensive machinery to basically check the moisture content of every seed lot they get in, which is a lot of work. I met the girl here that does all the testing of the moisture level, and she has charts and graphs that she pulled up. She's like, oh, we just checked onions, and the onions were like 9% moisture, which is an acceptable level based on industry standards. Some things they test and they don't have an industry standard because it's some rare crop. So then they basically test several lots to kind of see the general range of the moisture level that is acceptable. And if it's above that normal range that they usually see, then they will reject it. So let me show you their cool moisture tester that they check every batch of seeds with. All right, so this is their special moisture checker. This thing is several $1,000s. It's the AND MX50. And how this works is they put a small sampling of the seeds on there. In this case, they got some onion seeds. I just saw these guys come out a little bit earlier. They put them on there. They close the lid. Then they press the start button. What happens is then this unit heats up. So there's like a halogen lamp in the top that heats up the seeds that then extracts out the moisture, right? Water is heavy. I think if you ever weighed a gallon of water, what does a gallon of water weigh? 7 or 11 pounds? I forget the exact number. It's been a long time since I've been in school. But nonetheless, moisture is heavy, so it heats it up. It super dries the seeds at about 150 degrees Celsius, right? And extracts the moisture out of them. And then there's a super sensitive scale in here, right? And if you leave it in for a certain amount of time at the temperature, right, and the seeds still weigh the same, right, that means there's a lower moisture content in them. So that's how I know they're literally evaporating out the water, checking the precision weight here, and then at the end they'll tell you a number. So in this case, they're like, oh, this is 9.46% moisture level on these seeds. And then they mark them down. This is the ONI 103, and it was 9.46. They have different lot numbers here. FL590 was 7.98%. This lot, the CB108, was 5.83%, right? The BR103 was 6.79%. So yeah, they do every lot to make sure that you guys are going to have proper moisture level seeds that then will store longer for you guys. Because, you know, if the seed's too moist, it's going to germinate, it could go bad, you know, and it could get moldy. It's not good for anybody. So, you know, this is extra checking that the industry may not be doing normally. Like, they'll get growers send them the seeds, and the seeds aren't properly dried, because most growers that grow seeds just dry things in the sun. Maybe the grower's too busy that day and he didn't leave it out in the sun long enough, or maybe he had a day where it rained and the seeds got rained on, and then he still boxed them up and shipped them to Baker Creek to sell to you guys, right? Those seeds are going to be a no-go. They're going to reject those, and you'll never get seeds that have bad quality control here. So their goal at Baker Creek is to always send out the highest viable seeds as possible, because they do all the extra steps to do the quality control checking that they are likely not doing at other seed companies. Alright, so the next part of this video is actually super important, because it's another part of their quality control that many other companies may not be doing, and it's actually their warehouse is segregated into two halves. It's this half, which is just regular warehouse where all the workers work mostly, and the second half is basically where they have the seed storage, which is completely climate controlled. So there's a door and an insulated wall here, and we're going to go through the door, and it's going to be a lot cooler on the other side. So let's take you over there. All right, so if we open up this door, you guys can see on this side, whoo, got hit with the cold air, and you guys can see all the refrigeration up there. Each pipe along the top is basically an AC unit, right? These AC units probably run 24/7, especially in the summertime, to keep this room, which is where they have all the bulk seeds that they get in, right, stored before they pack them up to you guys, right? And they just got basically, you know, buckets and sacks and sacks and sacks of seeds. It's like the Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, and they go into that little space where they store all the, you know, artifacts and whatnot. It's kind of like that in here. They got all kinds of seeds and seeds. This just goes on and on and on forever. In addition, before the seeds are basically packed up, they also have a lot of the seeds that are already packed up in the seed packs in here under storage too, so they last longer as well. So you guys can see they got basically the seeds there in the 5-gallon buckets, and then they got the packed seeds ready to go to ship out to people. Now the other thing, once Baker Creek gets the seeds in, they go through that quality control check, then they end up here, but then every so often they come in here and then we'll recheck the seeds to make sure the moisture level and germination rate is high enough. And if it's not high enough, then it's gonna get a sticker like this, QC rejected, which means they're not gonna use those to pack up, and then they're gonna donate those or send them off to auction so that, you know, somebody else could deal with these seeds that are still viable but just don't have the level of germination that Baker Creek wants to sell to you guys so that you guys have success in your garden. In addition, inside this room here, it's nice and cool, it's fully insulated. Their goal is to keep these seeds at about 55 degrees at 45% relative humidity. So the total number should be about 100 is their goal. And you know, they've been working to get that, and so like their cooling bill in the summertime, man, keeping this at 55 degrees, that's not quite as cold as your fridge, but that's awful darn cold, especially when it's like 80 or 90 degrees outside. To, you know, cool down a building of this size, man, that's gotta cost a lot of money. So I applaud them for, you know, trying to keep the temperature down, whereas most seed companies may not be spending all the electricity to keep the temperature down, you know, to preserve the seeds so that they have a longer shelf life and higher germination rates for you guys once you buy them. All right, so you guys can see some of these pallets actually have the seeds in here, and they have the lot number on each one, so it's labeled. Some of them are already boxed up and ready to go in packs, and then some pallets just basically have the seeds alone with no stock of packs. And that's when they basically come here and then they grab a lot of seeds and they basically bring it into the next room where they put them into little packets. So let me show you guys the machinery, some of which is actually from Germany, precise machinery to pack the seeds to make sure you don't get ripped off when you're buying seeds from Baker Creek Heirloom Seed Company. So we have several different rooms with the seed packing machines, only one of which is operating right now because this is a slow time of year for them here in April, because their busy time of year is, you know, the big rush. Everybody's ordering their seeds right after Christmas. Everybody gets done with Christmas. They're like, I got to order seeds in January, February, maybe a little bit March, right? People are ordering their seeds and they're packing. They're going full tilt. The whole warehouse is running a little bit slower these days because we're getting into April and May when, you know, things slow down a little bit. But they're still packing some seeds in there, so I want to show you guys actually the seed packing process. All right, so this equipment is a little bit loud, so we're going to go in there and take a look. All right, so this is a big seed packing machine, and it's pretty basic, guys. We're going to show you guys how it looks. We're going to give you a hand cam shot. So we're going to drop down from the big hopper there into this little round tray thing that's spinning around, and through some of this little belt thing. And then it kind of goes into this little funnel, and it's timed. So then you set the time so that the perfect amount of seeds is dropped in to the envelopes right down below. And then this part of the machine seals the envelope, and then basically it spits out the envelope right here for the finished envelope. Every once in a while, they check each envelope to make sure that there's the appropriate amount of seeds in there. All right, so I want to give you guys an example here, right? So Baker Creek will purposely overpack the seeds to ensure that you guys get the minimum quantity stated on the label. So they only guarantee on here, it says minimum 25 seeds, and this is for a pack of tomatoes. They set the machinery up so that there's a margin of error. So like, for example, on tomatoes, I think they maybe overpacked like 50% more. So you could theoretically get up to 50 seeds when you buy a pack of 25 seeds, which is amazing. Some things like lettuces, they may overpack by 100%, so you might get even double, but not guaranteed. They're only guaranteeing you guys the 25 on here. So I think that's really generous of them to ensure that you guys don't get ripped off and get the proper amount of seeds that you paid for. So once the seeds are packed up, they're basically put onto long trays like this. And this happens to be some beans. More importantly, they have actually a little sticker on the back giving it the code and the barcode. For example, this is the BN 126. This then goes over to the area where they basically pick the seeds that then they ship out. So I want to show you guys the pick line real quick. On this pick line, their new pick line, they could do maybe about 5,000 orders in one day, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less, depending on the size of the order. So they really designed this to be most efficient, and this is a custom in-house produced equipment that nobody other company has in the world, because they designed it in-house. Actually, I met the engineer that designed the system, and it's designed for speed, to pack orders fast, because when COVID came, they had to actually take the website down because they weren't able to pack things as quickly, and they're even working on their third generation, because this is their second line. The first line is currently not working right now because it's a slow time of year. They're currently working on a third line that'll even be faster than this line, so they could get even more than 5,000 orders of seed orders out in a day. All right, so they just shot down the line for the day because I guess it's a slow time of year, but basically this is how it works. They got basically all the seeds, every seed they sell is on these racks right here. Each rack got a little number on it, so they know which one it is. It's all fed into the computer, and then there's these little cameras up here that basically will light up a number on the little box. And so if it says like 1, you pick one of these and you put it on this conveyor belt that then runs down, and then the conveyor belt, the computer will scan the barcode on there and then kick it out into the right picker down at the end, and then they'll basically put it in an envelope and then they'll go out to you. All right, so this is just a lot of every different seed that they sell is in these, and you can see every once in a while on the line there's a little scanner. So the seed travels down this conveyor belt a pretty long way, actually. As the seed gets down to the end, basically there's these like little arms that basically will kick the seed either to this side or the other side, and then put them in these little bins here. That then the workers will grab an envelope from up here and basically take all the seeds from here and put in the envelope, and then grab the label off the printer and put it on the envelope, and then stick it up on this top conveyor, which will then run down to the UPS basically crates that collect all the packages that are going to get shipped out for the day. All right, so this is the end where they basically collect all the packages that basically come off the conveyor belt into this big box here that they're all shipping out for the day. There's one that comes down, just slid right down. This is if your name is Keith in Texas. Hey Keith, your package is going out today. But you guys can see in here there's just tons of different flat packs, and I really like that they basically have decorations on each of the packages, and then it's going to get shipped to you guys out there. So yeah, that's pretty much how they get you guys out their seeds. It's been pretty amazing visiting the factory. I think I want to show you guys the area where they're actually the post office is going to pick up not only the seed orders, but also the boxes of the live plants. All right, so there you guys have it. You guys saw how actually they grow the plants and then pack the plants and ship the plants. You guys saw how they get the seeds in, do all the testing of the seeds, store the seeds properly, pack the seeds up. The line, basically they use human labor to basically pick the seeds, put them in envelopes, and get them out to you. We're here in the shipping area, and actually currently they have like 2 big boxes of seeds. And this is deceptive because the seeds packets, they're a lot smaller. If you order a lot, you're going to get a bigger, envelope, and if you're ordering less, you're going to get a smaller envelope. And then you can see also they got basically 2 big flats of the live plants that are going to get shipped out to you. This one's actually going to Carol in Mountain View, California. Carol, you're in luck. You're featured on my channel today. But anyways, here's the thing, guys. Hope you guys had an enjoyable time walking around the warehouse with me, seeing how it all works here, the mechanics of Baker Creek. But here's the thing I want to share with you guys at the end, right? To me, Baker Creek is a lot different than other seed companies. Number one, because they have the widest selection of heirloom, open pollinated seeds that you guys can save the seeds, grow them out yourself year after year if you'd like. Number 2, they have also some rare genetics that you're not going to find other places. They have contract growers that only grow for them, that don't produce, or sell to anybody else. So you're going to have varieties that they have that nobody else has, right? They also do their own plant breeding to have their own improved varieties, which I saw at the farm, link down below to my video where I go on the greenhouse tour and show you guys the greenhouses where they are doing the breeding. Number 3, they've become really efficient at what they do, and they're always trying to take the bar to the next level by increasing quality control and things that aren't normally done in industry, by checking the moisture level of the seeds, by storing the seeds at the proper humidity and temperature so that you have the longest viability and you're going to get the best seeds when you guys buy them. By overpacking the seeds, they don't just send you the 25 seeds that are set on the packet. You know, they're always shooting for overage in the packet. They're not going to guarantee that, of course, but basically I've seen them, you know, how they're doing that. They're overpacking the seeds, and you're going to get more than what it says on the pack, but of course what's on the pack is what they guarantee. Now, not only do they do just the seeds, they also do those live plants, which I'm even more excited about than just the seeds. If you guys want to get the live plants, you got to go to their website, rareseeds.com. The final thing I think that really sets Baker Creek apart is that it is a family business, right? Jared Gettle started this. Literally, he was like me, you know, a high school entrepreneur, and started the business and then just grew it to the mass it is today. You could go to a link down below. I think I was here in 2019 where I visited their farm, and they did all the warehousing and shipping from their farm, but now they moved into this giant warehouse, and it's going to be amazing to see where they go to next. Hopefully they increase their live plant sales and grow even more rare varieties and genetics to get those out to you guys. And the final thing that sets Baker Creek apart for me is their whole seed catalog. While many companies, seed companies, are actually just not even printing catalogs anymore and force you to go to their website, not only does Baker Creek have a nice website at rareseeds.com, not only do they have a free catalog, which is like a magazine thickness, that they send out to over 1.4 million you know, gardeners around the world, right? And if you're not getting one already, link down below to sign up for their free catalog. But they put out this guy. This reminds me of like the old-fashioned days, right? This is the whole seed catalog. You know, you got to pay for this. This is $10. It's not free. But literally in this catalog, they have full-color pictures, nice large pictures to see exactly what you guys are going to get. I met the photographer at Baker Creek. Actually, I spent a couple hours with her walking around the property. She was showing me around and took some really good pictures of me, which I'm grateful for. But also, she takes these amazing pictures to show you guys actual examples of what you're going to get, because they grow them out on the farm and take pictures. They don't just use stock pictures or anything like a lot of companies, and even some seed companies steal their pictures to try to sell seeds, which they didn't even take, because Baker Creek has a full you know, department to make the photography. They have a whole building dedicated to photography, including all the props, right? Plus, in this catalog, you guys are going to get stories as well as recipes, and just learn a lot more about growing plants than just a standard seed catalog would. So if you guys want to learn more about Baker Creek heirloom seeds or their seed catalogs, I'll put a link down below, and it's super easy to remember, rareseeds.com, to order those live plants, order those seeds, and now you know how they do it all. So if you guys enjoyed this episode and the time I took out of my day, which is like mostly half a day today, please be sure to give this video a big thumbs up, and more importantly, share this with other people that want to learn more about Baker Creek heirloom seeds and how it works behind the scenes. You know, because I know a lot of you guys just put your order in online, then you get them, you don't really know how it works. This is how it all works, how the wizard behind the curtain works here. And also be sure to click that subscribe button right down below so you miss on my new and upcoming episodes I've come out every 5 to 7 days. You never know where I'll show up or what you'll be learning on my YouTube channel. And make sure to click the little bell so you get notified as my new videos come out. And finally, be sure to check out past episodes. The past episodes are a wealth of knowledge. Over 1,600 episodes at this time on this channel dedicated to you guys all about how to grow your own food at home. I'll put links down below also to some of the videos I made in the past at Baker Creek and some of the videos I made on this trip to Baker Creek heirloom seeds here in the middle of Missouri. So with that, my name is John Kohler with growingyourgreens.com. We'll see you next time, and until then, remember, keep on growing.